Dell, this three straight games that kind of come down to the final possession that you guys been on the wrong side of. What's kind of the collective message of the group or mindset of how you flip that script and start coming out with some of these games?
In my opinion, I never feel like it's the last couple of possessions. I think it's kind of a snowball effect, starting off in the thirds, in most thirds. I think we did a solid job in the third tonight, but that's kind of been our trend. We got out of the locker room a little earlier than usual, so I think that's what helped us spring forward and be well in the third or do well in the third. I don't know, honestly. Go back and watch. If I'm just thinking, I'm assuming it was offensive rebounds and transition. We got to know our personnel a little bit better. From top to bottom, guys got to know who they're guarding, know their tendencies, do a better job of guarding your yard is what we will say. Yeah.
Was the team not prepared for Chicago's pace tonight, or what? When you talk about knowing who you're guarding, how do you prepare better? I guess
it's a good question. I think every man on this team is different. I think as a collective, we got to do a better job of just staying locked in for all 48. We do a solid job throughout the game. But we have our lapses that turn into snowball, and they create bigger leads, or we have a lead and teams come back. We got to do a better job of just putting a whole 48 together. We haven't done that, and that's to each man. I mean, I can say it's one thing, I can say it's another thing, but at the end of the day, everybody just got to look in the mirror and just do better. As simple as that is, that's really what it's all about, in my opinion.
I know games don't come down to one player or the other, but what did you see on that final possession that you guys had?
I thought P was gonna knock that down. When it came off, I thought I had enough time to come down with it and go back up. I probably should have just did a putback, but like you said, it doesn't come down to that. I think we put ourselves in we're allowing ourselves to give the game, or putting the game in the wrong hands. The other day we put it in the hands of the referees. Tonight we put it in the hands of one single play at the end of the game. That's against good teams for sure. Not saying Chicago isn't a good team, but they're down a lot of bodies. You know what I'm saying? We just have to do a better job of winning games. We just got to win. That's what we have to do.
Wendell, you guys went to that point. You guys went 1-6 on this homestand, and you've got a tough road trip ahead of you. How do you put this behind you and not let it snowball, like you said earlier?
Be professional in this. We have 18 games left. Either we can, crumble up and go in corners and start pointing fingers, or we can just man up. This is where you separate the boys from the men, in my opinion. Our backs against the wall. Everybody's against us. Everybody that's not inside that locker room is all against us, in my opinion, right now. And I feel like the only way we're gonna get out of this is, we pour into each other. It's very cliche, but honestly, that's what it is right now. We gotta find ways to keep each other motivated, keep each other engaged, and whatever happens these last 18, we gotta, like I said, it's got to be about your teammate, not about yourself.
We've talked with Jamal in the past over this homestand. He's kind of used the word frustration a few times, kind of assessing the way that you guys have kind of reacted to this. Just how does this stretch differ from other lulls that you have had in your career here versus this one now?
I think what I was saying before, I think is we're doing too much of putting the game in other people's hands, whether that's having defensive breakdowns, whether that's like the last game, putting the game in the refs' hands. I think we're doing a poor job of manning up, including myself. Like we're relying on fouls, or we're relying on yeah, I would probably say fouls. And, guys, like tonight, Kobe got hot or whatever the case may have been. We're relying on too many different things instead of just controlling what we can control, which is our effort, our communication. And then if we can go back into the locker room, we lose a game, and everyone said, I did everything I could leading up into this game, then you have to live with it. But, I feel like, in my opinion, we didn't. And, guys just got to do a better job. We're professionals. And like I said before, we just got to look in the mirror and just find ways to get out of this. No one feels sorry for us. We gotta figure it out, now or never.
Looking into the mirror, like you said, how you gonna prepare yourself, personally yourself, for the next trip coming up?
Yeah, for sure. We got some really good teams coming up. Yeah, I mean, it's 18 games left. This 18 is going to go by very quickly. And one thing I've learned about the NBA is that, every team is not the same. After a year, whether that's different players, different whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to find a way to just come together even more. But before that, just guys got to look in the mirror, like you said, like including myself, find ways that I can do even more to help this team win. Whether that's screening better, rebounding better, whatever the case may be, like I communicating better. I'm gonna go back and watch this game and figure out what I can do personally, and then when we come together, we can all bounce ideas off of one another, and then we strap up and we play on Friday or Saturday, right? Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, we gotta figure it out.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in Milwaukee.